Hello, everyone. So my name is Kiara. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. We are live with Glitter and Goals. Tonight we have a special guest, one of my gold friends by the name of Latashia Alexander. We'll be sharing a little bit of her glitter and goals within the travel business and some of the other things that she have going on. But for those who do not know what Glitter and Goals is a community of people who share each other's glitter, which is our success stories, and goals, things that we have that we are aspiring to do. So I am your host, Kiara, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring Latashia on stage so that she can share her glitter and goals with us. And of course, if you all have any questions, just please drop them in the comments, and I have Latashia, do her thing and answer your questions, and we can go from there. So thank you all for tuning in. And also, for those who are new to StreamYard, if you can allow StreamYard to see your name so that we can see who all is in attendance and go from there. Hello. Hi, Latashia.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for doing this tonight. I know we are all busy, so I am so appreciative for you to taking out the time to do this. So welcome to my live show. So basically, this interview is just going to kind of be very casual.
Okay.
Talking about, of course, travel business. That's what we all are here for tonight. And of course, if you have anything else that you would like to share with us, that would be great. So we have people that's going to be joining in, and hopefully people will share their name and so that we can see. But I'm going to go ahead and let you start. If you can just tell us a little bit about you and your travel business and how you got started. So.
Okay, my name is Latashia Alexander. I am a mother of two. Actually, I would say, I was going to say adults. One of them is an adult. She's 17. She'll be 18 soon. And my son is 19. My husband and I will be celebrating 20 years of marriage in June. We're actually renewing our vows. It's kind of funny. I'm also turning 40 this year. So this year is a pretty big year for us. It's kind of milestone year, I would call it. But I am, like I said, a mom of two. I'm a wife to a firefighter. I also am a military vet. I served in the military myself, but I also have a unique story because I was a surrogate mother back in 2006. I gave birth to a little girl for a completely stranger family. And that was an experience that I wanted to do because I knew I was finished having children myself, but I wanted to give back to someone else in the form of delivery because I love being pregnant. I just didn't want another child in my house.
Oh, wow.
So I gave birth to a little girl. She'll be 15 this year?
Oh, wow.
She'll be 15 years old. My children were 2 and 4 at the time when she was born.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, that is the core of my story where I started. But now I am a multi-six-figure earner in a network marketing company that the product is travel. So I absolutely love everything about travel. Travel is part of my legacy. And when I say that, I mean in terms of not just myself and my immediate family, my children and my husband, but my parents also travel with me. So it is a huge part of what we do in the business life.
That is so good. How long have you been in the travel business?
So in the travel business, 4 years. I just hit 4 years in February.
4 years. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So who introduced you to the travel business? Did you, there was someone that brought you in, or is it just
a good friend of mine, her cousin was actually just starting a business, and she introduced it to us. She brought it to us and she said, I know we love to travel, but there's an opportunity for us to earn an extra income and save on our own travel at the same time. And so me being, at the time I was straight stay-at-home mom, couponer, like one of those extreme ones with the baskets, like 2 or 3 coming out the store that y'all ate. That was me. And so when she said the word save, it rung a bell for me because I wanted to travel more. but I did not have the funds to do so.
Right.
But I am very, very crafty at figuring out numbers. I'm a numbers person. And so I said, if I could save more than what it would cost me to run that business, which was $480 a year, then it would be a benefit to me and my family. So that's initially where my mindset was. I did not think about turning it into a business. Actually, I was pretty selfish and mental when I started the business because I wanted it for myself to be able to travel more. Never would I have imagined it would have turned into this.
Yes. So what are some of your goals with your travel business? I know right now, well, like a lot of people that I've talked to that's in the travel business, of course, you know, they're still traveling, but what is like some of your long-term goals with your travel business right now?
Long-term goal is to help 1 million people travel differently. So it's not about me. I've already reached beyond what I ever imagined could have happened. So my goal is to help more people understand that travel is affordable and that you can change the trajectory of your life through travel. I am a PTSD survivor. I was actually a military sexual trauma victim in the military. I was raped in the military. And so through travel, I found a way to escape. I found a way to not be depressed. I found a way to really live. And so I love to show people that travel is therapy.
Yes, it definitely is. And that's something like I'm really right now, I'm trying to get in that space where I can travel for self-care. Like right now, I'm just so all over the place. And of course, Keisha, that's who brought me into the travel business. I'm seeing her everywhere, and I'm just like, man, I just wish I can do that because it's so therapeutic. But let's talk about some of the places that you have been. That's one of the things I think a lot of people that I've talked to before this interview, they wanted to hear like some of the places you've been and some of the places that they don't know where they want to go this summer. So if you can kind of give us some ideas of places to go, places that you've been, so that we can kind of do some research on that.
Let's talk a little bit about places, but I'm going to start off by saying this. A lot of people are intimidated when they come to my page at first by the amount of travel I had. So they think that you have to start big. Let me tell y'all, I started out flying Spirit the first 2 years because I knew that through showing people travel, it was going to grow my income. So my motto is the more you travel, the less you have to say. And everybody doesn't know how you're traveling. They just know you got there, you're on the beach, and you ain't at home with them. So they're attracted to that. So what I tell people initially is that do not think that you have to go all out with these grandeur escapes to attract people. Remember, you live in Podunk, Alabama, and most of them people are used to just going around the corner. So you could go to Miami and they happy. So essentially, don't feel like you have to do everything to get people's attention. You really just have to change the way you travel. That's it. So let's talk about where I've been. Travel differently. I missed part of that. Can you elaborate what you mean by traveling differently? What I mean is like a lot of people think that you have to go international to catch people's attention. If you live in, let's just say in the country, and you're traveling internationally, you're not capturing those people's attention anyway. They don't think it's possible. So you're going over their heads anyway. You have to think about your audience, the people that you are talking to, the people that you are marketing to. And essentially you travel that way. For me, I started out traveling that way. As I grew, my travel grew and it grew big. So essentially first it was, I would literally do little trips where I would go somewhere and come back home the next day. I call them daycations. I would go to like Miami for a day, sit on the beach. I'd go live, show everybody, and I'd be home the next day. But it was a form of self-care for me. I was showing people how to just up and go. And literally the flight may have been $35 round trip. And so I was flying Spirit a lot. And so initially, like I said, Spirit was my way of travel because I wanted to show people that travel was affordable. Even me being a stay-at-home mom, no extra income outside of I have disability from being in the military, but literally no extra income. So I wanted to show people that you still could do it. So I started out with little places like the Miamis and the Atlantas and, those types of places domestically. And then my travel began to grow. I remember one of my first big trips was that I took my children to Paris for under $200 each round trip.
Wow.
And so when I did that trip, everybody was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. How did you do that? But I'm very, I call myself, well, what is it? Self-renowned flight unicorn, because I am the flight whisperer. I can pick up a flight and go literally across the world for probably what you never thought you could have. I took 7 people to Hawaii for under $1,500 total in flights. And so I've gotten really good at the flight game. And that's not travel agent discount. That is just sis know how to find them. All right. Right. So I've taught thousands of people over the last 4 years how to do it. And they travel very different. So a couple of places that I've been, again, domestic was the thing. Hawaii, I've been 4 times. Love Hawaii. And that's just in the last 4 years. These are all trips within the last 4 years. I've been to, Mexico, Lord. Just this year alone, I've been to Mexico 6 times. So that just lets you know. Just this year alone.
Wow.
And that's during the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
Because when all other places had closed down initially during the pandemic, we were still open. No, I said this year. I'm so sorry. We're in April. Just last year alone. I apologize, y'all. We in 2021, 2020. And I'm going to lead y'all up into the story of why I slowed down my travel a little bit. But my plan was to do Mexico last year about 12 times, but my travel got slowed down. So anyway, Mexico is probably, Cabo is one of my favorites. If you're a bougie traveler, Cabo's your thing. If you just want to go have fun, turn up, do all that, Cancun's your thing. But anyway, Mexico, I've been total in the 4 years, probably over 15 times to Mexico because I'm in Texas. So it's a quick 2.5 hour flight. So it's really, really close. And oftentimes I was going to Mexico for under $150 round trip. So it was cheaper for me to go to Mexico than it was for some people to go to Atlanta.
Right.
So I was staying in Mexico because I love all inclusive. And so Mexico and all inclusive was my thing. You get on a resort and you don't pull out your wallet anymore. Literally, I ate as much as I could, drank as much as I could, slept as much as I could. Talk about self-care. So those are, Mexico was huge. Then there came the big trips. Last year was an amazing year. So last year I was able to, and this was just, now remember the world shut down in March, right?
Okay, yeah.
In March, let me tell you, from January to March, and I had big plans for last year, and then the world shut down. So January, February, March, I went from Australia, Bali to Africa. That was in just those 3 months. It was, I took my mom, my dad. Okay, so to Bali in Australia. My dad I asked him one day, and it was probably November of the year before. I asked him, I said, Daddy, what's on your bucket list? He had just turned 60. I said, what is that trip you want to do? And he said, well, the Australia Open is coming up and I want to see Serena play. And I said, say less. And online, and I found the tickets. And when I booked the ticket, I realized Bali was only, I think it was 3 or 4 hours away. I said, I'm not going all the way to Australia, which was a long flight, and not going to Bali. So I said to my dad and my mom, I said, look, I know he want to go to Australia and I'm all game for it. In fact, I just booked it. What if we could go to Bali too? And they was like, we going. So I booked Australia and Bali as the same combination trip. We stayed in Australia for 2 days. He did the open thing. We went to Bali for 7 and then came back to Australia and then went home. But let me tell you, that was a trip to remember, mainly because when you get to experience different cultures and different ways of food and it just changes the way you live life, y'all. Yeah. I cannot give you just listening to my father and my mom talk about these trips still, even today. These are memories you will never get back. There'll come a day, I don't want to talk about it, but there'll come a day when my parents won't be here. But these are memories that I will have in my memory bank forever. And so going from Australia to Bali, Bali was amazing, y'all. Let me tell y'all, now I travel different, way different. I'm talking now, usually when I do international, we have to have a chef. We have to have a driver. We have to have housekeepers. We have to have somebody washing our clothes, all of that. Like, I'm straight bougie, but guess what? Most of the places that I find, that's included.
Ooh.
It's
Ooh.
right. The chef is included.
Yes.
So, as a travel professional, I've learned how to package all of those things into my stay and not pay an arm, leg, and an eye, because I am the cheapest millionaire you'll probably meet. Okay. I am. I don't like to spend my money on stuff I know I can save on. Will not. I drive a Honda Accord 2017. She may have 22,000 miles on them. But let me tell you,
I know that's right.
I'm not driving anything to make anybody else feel better. I love my Honda. But another thing about Bali was that we got to experience their culture, but also some things we always wanted to do. Like me and my mom talked about that flower bath for a long time. I was just like, what are you talking about? And so we did the flower baths. Amazing. It was super fun. We did the Heaven's Gate. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the people with it looks like the water is underneath you. It's not water, by the way. It's a mirror. It looks like water's under you and your family's standing or whatever. We did that. But it was an amazing trip. So going from Bali, on the hills of Bali, we went to the next month, literally the next month, we went to Africa. And so we went to Seychelles, Africa, which is off the coast of Africa, way off the coast. Most people don't even know about it, but y'all, let me tell y'all about this beauty here. It almost is like it's paradise. The water is clear. The food is amazing. And I don't want to sound ignorant right now, but my idea of Africa was flies, and it wasn't that. It wasn't that. I felt like I was in like a tropical place.
Oh wow!
But the crazy thing was, and me being, African American, and we're in Africa, they were shocked to see us because we don't travel. So they were like pulling out all the stops, treating us like kings and queens.
Oh wow!
And so again, remember, y'all, I travel bougie. So I took my mom, I took my makeup artist, I took my assistant, and I took a photographer with me. All flew with me to Africa. So it was 5 of us, and we had an amazing time. A trip they'll never forget, of course, and a trip I'll never forget. But the year before that, actually a couple of months before that, I took my mom to Greece. It was one of her bucket lists. My mom and my dad, my thing was, I don't want to leave this earth without having them experience whatever is their bucket list trip. That was hers. She wanted to do the flying dress in Greece. So I took her to Greece. I set up a whole photo shoot and everything. And y'all, it was amazing. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. Greece, if you ever have the opportunity to go, Santorini is gorgeous. It's a small island. I actually rented a car. Somebody hit me, but whatever. That's another story. But we drove around the whole island. I mean, like it was like driving at home. It was normal to me, but it was gorgeous. And every day I had almost, not every day, but most of the days, I had a massage therapist come to our villa and give me a massage almost every day. It was that cheap, y'all. It was really good. So it was a amazing experience, but I've been able to give my parents experiences. Listen, people will lie to you if they tell you money can't buy it, because it can't. I hear people say money can't buy that. Oh yeah, it can. Try buying food stamps and see what happens. So anyway, the great thing about all of these experiences is that we've been able to change the way we travel and change the way other people travel, but allow people to look and look at us because they know where we come from. I'm a little girl who lived in the projects from grade 2 to grade 12. So people who know me are looking at me like it's possible. It's possible for me too. So us stepping outside the box and living out loud, which we live way out loud now, has allowed other people the opportunity to dream bigger.
Yeah.
Way bigger. And so I can't even tell you what my goals are on travel beyond this, because I've exceeded all of the goals I ever had in the beginning. And so I still want to go to Thailand.
Okay.
And that has not happened. That was supposed to be last year, but the pandemic happened. But there is so much more to happen in travel, y'all. Do not be afraid of travel. Do not be afraid of travel. I'm telling y'all, the great thing about travel right now is that it's picking up. It's picking up. But if you were traveling back, I want to say October till maybe January, it was like luxurious because nobody was traveling really. And you were getting all the love at the resorts. Like I took my son for his 19th birthday to Cancun. And it felt like we were the only ones there. So they were like treating us like we had got the butler service and all of that. Wow. Even though we didn't, but that's okay. They don't know. But they was treating us like we were there for the butler service. It was amazing. But yeah, travel has been, oh my gosh, the last 4 years of travel for me have been phenomenal. I was able to take another highlight. What would I say the highlight of travel has been for me? I was able to take my parents. I was born in Germany. I'm a military brat as well. Both my parents met in the military in Germany. I met my husband in the military in Germany. So so funny. Our stories are crazy parallel. But my parents met in Germany over 40 years ago. That actually over 40 years ago. Yeah, they met over 40 years ago. They'll be married 40 years next month on the 15th. And so 2 years ago, I took them back to Germany. The flight was less than $200 round trip again. So I took my kids first, then my parents. But when I took my parents, I took them back to where they met, the hospital where I was born. They hadn't been, y'all, in like 30, I think it was like 37, 38 years. That's how long it's been since they had stepped foot where they first met. So imagine going back to where it all started. I was able to do that through this business for my family.
Wow. That is amazing. Oh my gosh. It just makes me just really like slap myself like, here, we need to get it together with this travel.
Do not allow this to hinder you from enjoying your life.
Yeah.
Because essentially, all of us have so much going on. And I do too. I have 6 businesses right now. And it's okay because I know I can go on a resort, relax, and still work. My businesses go with me. So I don't stop traveling because I am too busy. No, that actually gives me a sense of peace, and it actually gives me more fuel to work even more. But if you're just working, then what?
Yeah, we definitely have to, for me, myself, I definitely have to make time for travel. And that's something I'm gonna do like this year. Like these past 3 months, it just been crazy. Like
women have to schedule travel like they schedule a pap smear.
Yeah.
You know you got to get it every year, right? Travel should be done at least one big trip, at least once a year. Now you need to take trips in between that. I'm every month. I don't care what y'all do with y'all life, but for me, every month I need it. However, one big trip every year is vital to your self-care.
I most definitely agree, you guys. If y'all have any questions, go ahead and keep dropping them in the comments. One thing I wanted to ask regarding like the travel business, and this is something some people may have as well. So since you started, the travel business, what is something that you can say? Of course, it has helped you to travel better, but what are some other benefits outside of just traveling that you would say, being in this business has, helped you with?
Oh, it's changed the way I spend, but it's also changed the way I save. Last year, I was able to save 6 figures. In a matter of, I want to say 3 or 4 months. I said, okay, I have this income coming in from this business. I've never seen an account hit over savings over like $10,000. What do you mean? Discipline. Being disciplined to hit over $10,000.
Oh.
Because I look at it and I say, oh, my money's just sitting there. Let me spend it. So one day I sat down and made a vow to myself. I said, you know what? I'm going to just use my check that I have coming in regularly, my disability check, and everything else is going to be in the pot. And in 3 months, I hit $100,000 in savings.
Wow.
And I did it not to brag to anybody else, but it was to show that, look, y'all, we make time and money available for those things we find important.
Right.
You absolutely can take money and put it aside to build yourself a nest egg, to do something, start a business, invest in something. My husband and I just bought 10 acres last year, and we're about to build I wouldn't even call it forever home, because I don't even think it's going to be the forever home, but we're building a 6,000 square foot home on 10 acres.
Oof.
And that would have never been a thought to me without this business. It would not have. But I'm thinking different. I'm getting my family to think different about generational wealth. And my children, 17 and 19, they are employees in our business. They get $1,000 a month each into their accounts. But guess what? The 17-year-old, that's 100%. She don't pay taxes on that. She don't have to.
Wow.
My 19-year-old, that's income for him, but he also has network marketing businesses. My 17-year-old is in the network marketing business as well. So both of my children at 17 and 19 are doing way more than I ever did at 17. And a lot of people ask me, well, she's 17. How's she able to help people in network marketing? Mind the business that pay you first. Let's start there. The second thing is, y'all need to start thinking like these big CEOs think, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Their children, before they can walk, have a role in the company. But y'all sitting over there waiting until y'all kids get 18, 19 to give them a role in your business. No bueno. No bueno. These kids can be set up way before then. Right. Way before then. And you can have them already have money rolling in and saved up to where college is an option. My kids, 17 and 19, don't want to go to college. And I'm okay with that. Guess what? Because I know better. I have a college degree that I am not using in my business.
Right.
So I'm not one of those parents that was, you need to go to school because no.
Right.
It may not be their path, and that's okay with me. But what you will learn is entrepreneurship. Both of my children were homeschooled, and my daughter, she actually graduates this year, but one of her curriculum courses is, guess what? Social media marketing and entrepreneurship. That is part of what she gets credit for. But that's because I set it up that way so that they don't have to learn it in their 30s like I did about entrepreneurship. Right. If I knew what I knew now, I would have never went into the military. Absolutely never went. But I'm grateful for the experience. But still, it would have been way different for me.
Right. And was the travel business, that was your first business that you started? So basically the travel business kind of set you up for everything else.
It's not the first business I had. I used to own a fitness studio. Okay. I've done some network marketing before, but everything before that was failure.
Okay.
Failure. Like, my fitness studio was good. Don't get me wrong. I had great students, all of that. But I got drained because people do not respect your time. All the time and when they want you, right? And so that was a business that I was like, wait, I got to be no, that's not me. Couldn't do it. And then the other network marketing business that I started was a health and wellness company. And I despise having to continually motivate people who should be motivated about losing weight, right? That's no, thank you. I'm good. So for me, I don't like to renew people's belief every month. Either you have it or you don't.
Right.
But travel was so different for me because all I had to do was show people it was possible for you to go here for this much, or it was possible for you to earn this much from booking a trip or from helping other people become agents. And so it wasn't one of those businesses where I had to beg people. I just was listening. And if I did, I wasn't. It wasn't happening. So I had other businesses prior to this, but I'd never taken them serious. And there's a saying that you treat a business like a business is going to pay you like a business. You treat your business like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby.
Right. Oh my man, this has been like I say, this is amazing. Like everyone saying in the comments, this is
Thank you.
just to hear all of this and like know like you are really like doing this.
Yeah.
You're traveling all around the world. You're getting paid to travel. Like
I'm not getting paid to travel. Let me
okay.
correct that. I am getting paid to help people start their own travel business. So it's a big difference. You can be paid to travel, absolutely. But when you think about these influencers that are really paid to travel, they get paid to stay at the hotels or they get comped hotel stays and stuff, but they're not making really money. They just showing y'all the lifestyle is not real money. Last year, my 1099 said over $250,000 from helping people become travel agents. That was just mine, not counting my husband's, not counting any other income that we had coming in. But that was just an income from helping people become travel professionals. So, and the great thing about it that I love about network marketing is the work I did 4 years ago, 3 years ago is still paying me today. Is still paying me today. So I literally have taken almost a break from my business the last year to build another business. I launched a clothing line and all of that. And my business still pays me multiple six figures without me having to be physically present.
Wow. That's amazing. Y'all, if y'all have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. Before we end, she said, what are your other businesses?
Ooh, so I have another network marketing business that I'm in. It's a wealth building business, which includes credit repair, helping people understand how to fill out their W-4 form correctly, but wealth building strategies, helping people understand that just because you make the money don't mean you need to spend it. You need to be investing and doing other things with your money, like paying your kids. You got to get a government your money anyway. Why not give it to your kids tax-free? Because up to a certain age, $12,000 a year you can pay each child. And so people ask me, at what age can I start paying my child? When they can do some. If little Susie can take out the trash, little Susie can get some money. If little Susie can walk and put the paper in the printer, little Susie can get some money, right? So it's different tasks and stuff you can pay them for doing. And of course, keep account of all those things so you don't get in trouble for just giving kids money. But you can pay and you can start teaching them responsibility with money. So that's one business, and that's another six-figure business for me, especially the credit repair. I am very passionate about credit repair, y'all. That's another thing I'm passionate about outside of travel is credit repair, because essentially a lot of people don't know what they don't know. Don't know what they don't know. And I'm one of those ones, I tell people all the time, I'm not judging you for what's on your credit report, because mine used to be horrible. I could show you mine from 2015 and show you what it said, and you're gonna be like, ain't no way this lady got a house in 2015 with this credit, but I did. But the credit was bad, baby. I had some bad credit. So that's one business. And then I launched Travel Bay, which is my clothing line / other things. I have coaching services and everything with it, but that one actually spawned out of a incident back in October. I was hospitalized. I had blood clots in 50% of my lungs. I had no idea. Was traveling and everything. I actually had just come off of a trip. And I was breathing heavy, hard breathing. And so I told my husband, I think I have COVID. Took a COVID test, no COVID. And so I went to the hospital because it was getting worse, my breathing. And they told me, if you hadn't come in like literally 2 days after this, you would have been dead. That's how heavy D died. Was, he had a blood clot that traveled to his lungs. And so 50% of my lungs were blood clots. And so what I ended up doing as a result of that, and I realized that I had surgery back in May of last year. I had my mommy makeover. Self-care ladies now. Somebody gonna tell you not to get that stomach fixed, you better tell them to go mind their business. Anyway, I had a tummy tuck and boob lift and all that back in May of last year. And after I continued to travel heavy, like October, my sister turned 40 and I threw her a huge birthday party in Cabo, Shelf, all of that. It was beautiful. But I was still traveling heavy without wearing compression. And so I think that was the cause of my clots. And so I am an advocate now for making people aware about compression. So I started a clothing line that is primarily made up of compression clothing. I wear it to the airport whenever I travel now. And it's just made it different. And I didn't start it for anybody else. It's funny. I started it for myself. I was looking for clothing for me. And I said, well, why don't I know if I didn't know somebody who's traveling 4 years heavy that you're supposed to wear compression garments like that? I'm sure it's a lot of women out there who have no idea. And so I wanted to bring awareness to the issue, but also it was another business.
Oh, wow. So are you selling that right now? Are you okay? So we can go on your website, and
the website is travelbaeonline.com. That's travel BAE online.com. I actually just put on my Facebook, I'm launching lashes.
Okay.
Listen, y'all, I am huge on opportunity.
Right.
And my daughter, she loves makeup. So that's one of her things. But I am huge on, if you love something, if you fall in love with something, if you can turn it into an income, do it. And it's so many ways that you can do it, y'all. It's so much opportunity out here. It is ridiculous.
So I was gonna, for those who are interested in travel, if you can write this down, this number 81493, text travel goals to it. You're gonna automatically get a link, and if you could just submit your name, it's gonna have your name, phone number, email, and it's gonna ask you a couple of questions. Go ahead and fill that out, and I can shoot you over the information for becoming a travel agent. And I'll contact you tonight via either text or email. But go ahead and write this down, travel goals, and text that number 81493, and you're going to get the link to sign up via this form, and I'll just shoot you over the information. And then as far as the credit building, Latashia, how can we, if we wanted to, get into that, how can we do that? And I can go ahead and put it in the
I can send you the info on that, because it's network marketing as well. Okay. So you can help other people get started. And so it's two businesses I build simultaneously, essentially because people with good credit know people with bad credit. People with bad credit know people with bad credit. So it is, and I found a lot of people who have bad credit that are helping their friends together. And so it's literally like, girl, let's get our credit together. Right. I mean, so essentially I love that, but I can give you the information on that as well. One thing I will say about the travel business, y'all, is do not hesitate. Travel is coming back. I just booked a honeymoon for a couple to Hawaii. Oh, I forgot about Hawaii. Hawaii is amazing too, y'all. I've been to Maui, been to Honolulu, love them both. But I booked a honeymoon for a couple to Hawaii. Being a travel professional, the hotel that they're staying at, because I'm a travel agent. Now, if they had booked it to themselves through Expedia, Priceline, whomever, they wouldn't have got this package. But I had text the husband, because he's surprising his wife, and was telling him all the extras I was throwing in with that package. It wasn't something extra I had to pay for. It was just because I'm a travel agent and I was booking that for them. But on top of it, they're getting daily breakfast every single morning. They're getting what else is it? They're getting VIP service, complimentary Wi-Fi, early check-in and late checkout. They're getting an upgrade when they get there, and they're getting $300 in total resort credit. That's something that they're getting because I'm a travel agent, not because they booked it themselves. So it's other bonuses on top of being a travel agent that we can give to our clients that makes it look like we just threw in, we threw in the bag with everything else. But essentially it's just that extra added benefit of being travel agents. And it's only $40 a month. Oh, wow. Now, let me tell you. If you want to learn how to travel different yourself, become a travel agent. I learned that on a beach, actually in Cancun one time. I met this couple, these two guys, and he had just had a heart attack. And he was in Cancun, and he had just gotten out the hospital, and they had no insurance, and they had to pay, I think it was $20,000 for him to get out the hospital. Yes. And so he was telling me, you know, I was like, do y'all always come to Canada? He's like, yes. He was like, we're millionaires, but we're travel agents. He said, we don't like to waste our money on travel because we know being travel agents will travel better and we get to either keep our money or save it. And that changed the way I looked at travel because I wanted to be a millionaire like them. Thank God it's happened. And I wanted to be able to travel different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and y'all, one thing I want to let y'all know, once y'all text that, and if y'all do become a travel agent, Latashia, she has a Facebook group, which I'm a part of, my sponsor is a part of. And although y'all may think I'm super busy because I run my e-commerce store, but I have people that have signed up under me and I'm very hands-on with them. But I want y'all to know that Latashia, her travel squad, she has like over like 2,000 people in that group.
Was over 3,000 people on the team, but yeah, in the group it's
yeah. So she has all these people, y'all. And when I say there's so much information, like so many people are just hungry for the travel business. So like just being a part of that group, you get inspiration on like just ideas on where to travel. You get just all this type of stuff. And then of course you get inspiration from Latashia. Like just hearing this, I know you all are probably like just excited and probably want to sign up today, but this is something that we hear all the time in the group. So definitely, you said you
but
have.
it also shows you, I also have a video in there to show you how to find cheap flights for those of you that are interested in flying cheaper. Yeah.
And you say, so Stephanie, tomorrow I'm gonna go live with someone. We're gonna be talking about e-commerce tomorrow. So definitely tune in same time at 7:00. If you have any questions about e-commerce, we'll be talking about that tomorrow. But yes, thank you so much, Latashia. This has been amazing. If y'all have any more questions, go ahead and drop them in here before we head off. But yeah, thank you so much. And I will also once y'all text that code, because I do see a lot of you have already started texting the code. If you're interested in the credit building as well, I'm gonna send you that information over. So please text this code for those who's watching, and for those who's not actually live with us. You'll be able to text this. You know, this code is gonna stay. Travel goals, you're going to be able to text that travel goals as long as you can. So go ahead and text that tonight, and I will contact you all. And again, thank you so much, Latashia. This was so fun. I hope you all enjoyed and was inspired by Latashia. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the broadcast. Again, tomorrow we'll see you all at 7 p.m. same time. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.